flipped the script on us. We over here.
Reverse Uno.
Man, he sure did.
But it was good. It was insightful.
But we're like, we need to find out about what's going on with her. She dating, single.
Dating.
What do that entail for a 42-year-old?
I am dating,
but single,
enjoying my life. I have really good companions.
How many are you dating right now?
I'm not exclusively committed to anyone, but I have one guy that I have dated off and on for 5 years.
Got her.
We dated for 5 years off and on.
So you was his work for 5 years? You been his work? You still his work?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know what's going on now.
I want to get the official on her. So she is a life coach and director of psychology and spiritual mentor dedicated to helping individuals break free from the limitations and unlock their potential. So briefly there, Paul Pierce asked her about her situation. Again, if you're going to talk about and give people advice, a lot of what she talks about is, again, she was going hard on Cam Newton. She was going hard on Nick Cannon. I'll play a clip from when she was on Nick Cannon also. But and rightfully so, she goes hard to dig into men and women, what they're doing, the trauma that they have, just the whole psychological aspect of growing into who you are in relationships, right? And again, I don't think her intention is bad, but it's always important. You have to look at your own house. You have to lead by example. You have to. You cannot walk around this world with your own stuff in a mess and then tell people and try to advise people. That makes no sense to me, right? So she's 42 years old. She says she has multiple companions. That's cool, whatever. But she's basically 42 years old and dating. And then she goes on to talk about this guy she's dating who's 9 years younger. She's been off and on with him for about 5 years. Cool. She talks about how he's in love with her. And she basically doesn't want to commit to him because she felt like he's not quite mature in some aspects. But again, she says for him to be younger, he has his stuff together. So she talks kind of around the block with it. But, my thing is that you end up looking like a fraud if you don't have your own house. You end up looking like you're confused. And if you're confused, how can you lead someone if you're personally confused? So here's the thing, right? She, like a lot of women her age, are not able to make a decision and just get married, right? We all play our hand. When we're out here, dating, meeting people, we're all trying to figure out, we're all saying, I'm attractive. They're attractive. It's the dating marketplace. You're all out here seeing what you can get. We all have our ideas. How good looking is the person I can get? How financially savvy is the person that I can get? How much of a family orientated person, or take 3 trips a year, or take a trip every month type of person? How much can I get based on what I want, right? And we're all out here doing that, right, in the dating marketplace. And then when it comes down to settling down, right? Settling down, that's what it is. At some point, you do have to make a choice if you want to commit and you want to get married. You got to make a choice and say, you know what? I'm going to give a person a chance and decide one way or another. Am I going to see this through and be with somebody? And Dr. Cheyenne Bryant she's not that unique. She's like a lot of women her age who she's attractive and she has many choices. Any attractive woman who's childless will have a lot of choices. This is not rocket science. But the problem is she's waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And she talks about how she was proposed to 3, 4 times or whatever, and just quite turned them down. It's the same story that Melissa Ford, same story with the Vivica Foxes and all these, and the issue is that, I don't have a problem with Vivica Fox. I don't have a problem with Melissa Ford, because they're not walking around here trying to give people advice and be psychologists and talk about relationships and all of that. I don't have a problem with that. But let me let the rest of what she had to say about this relationship.
Each other's companion for 5 years, and yeah, I have spent the block for 5 years, and it's the truth. And he doesn't like it. He's absolutely correct. He feels like I haven't provided.
Oh, your work.
We working together. Okay. We working together.
But you keeping him at bay. Or is he keeping you at bay?
He wants a relationship. He wants to be committed.
You just like the sex.
No. Oh.
Let's keep it 100. How you keep somebody for 5 years? That's like for real. You can't keep nobody at a distance for 5 years. I ain't never done no shit like that.
I am not vitamin D deficient. So everything is good in that department.
No.
He wants a relationship.
She been kept him on the side until she figured out if it's something better. I see where this is going.
He just has some emotional maturity that he had to do. We're 9 years apart. He's 9 years younger than me. And so we both had to work through things, but he's had to work on his emotions and his intense insecurities around being in a relationship.
And you've been waiting on it. Like what's the problem? Why y'all not together?
Just because of that,
So you're waiting on that? No,
I'm not waiting on it, and I don't have him waiting.
So the D is good.
Oh,
let's keep it. I mean,
this is really simple, and Paul Pierce was good for just asking her the straight up stuff. I mean, we can talk all over the block, and it's okay to be confused if she just says, "Yo, I'm confused. I really don't know what I want." That's okay. That's human. But when you sit here and you pretend that you have this psychological definition of what's going on, because she essentially says that she has different companions. She's not ready to settle down with that guy, and that younger guy who's 9 years younger is saying that obviously he wants to be with her. She doesn't want to roll the dice and just be with that man and say, you know what, I want to be with you, and that man obviously, if you want to be with her bad enough, would just marry her, right, and make that commitment. She's still fertile, where she can have children, apparently. And obviously the younger man, I'm assuming he is, just get together, get married, have a family. And then you can continue to tell people and help people as far as trauma and relationships. If you're living it, it helps a lot more if you're living it. Because you can say, you know what? I'm going through the same things you're going through. I rolled the dice and took a chance on someone just like you're doing it. And you know what? This is how I deal with things. Not from a hypothetical perspective where I want you to get in the water, but I don't want to dip my toe in the water. I want to give you the advice, but I don't want to dip my toe in that, right? So she goes on to say that, the gentleman she's dating, he's 9 years younger and he has some emotional things to deal with. Maybe he does. I don't know. But you have something to deal with if you're a woman and you're saying, I'm 42 and, I've been dating this guy off and on, and I don't want to commit because he has some emotional things he needs to deal with. And I'm out here, I'm dating, I'm single, I have multiple people I'm dating. And this guy, you're saying he has something he needs to deal with. But what do you have to deal with, right? So Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is an example, of a female version of like a Dr. Umar, right? Because here you are talking about relationships and people dealing with trauma to help change their decision making. And you're apparently not doing it yourself. It doesn't make sense to me. And it's problematic because all of this is about the younger boys and girls coming up after, right? For the boys who are listening to a Dr. Umar, they say they can see, the young men can see that you have 3 baby mothers you have 3 children by 3 different baby mothers. The young girls can see that a Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, is not married, 42, dating multiple people and can't commit. Obviously, her issue is that she cannot commit because she doesn't feel comfortable enough to commit, right? But here's the thing. Nobody feels comfortable enough to commit. Everybody takes a chance. Nobody is going to welcome you, and you're not going to go into some marriage having all the questions answered. There are red flags that may say, you know what, I shouldn't be with this person. I shouldn't be with that person. No doubt. Right. But there's no guarantee. Everything ain't going to be perfect. But you have to take the chance and actually get with somebody to actually experience whether you can withstand a real relationship. Not drawing on your mama and dad or grandma and grandpa. Not drawing on that, because you can have pride that your grandma and grandpa was together for so long, or maybe your mom and dad if you were lucky. But you have to live your life at some point and make a decision. That's what that's the biggest problem nowadays I see, is that you have people like the people I'm naming. You have people like that who are scared to essentially commit and make good decisions. And we can't help young people make good decisions if we aren't able to make them, or we're not able to say, you know what, I didn't make that decision, but you should. And I'll tell you the mistake I made and why I didn't make the decision. I was scared. I wasn't ready to commit. I still wanted to, be out here and date. I still wanted to be out here because I don't want to commit. And that's what some of these people need to admit. Let's go on to when Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was on Nick Cannon's show. I want to play that real quick.
What a healthy relationship looks like. And it's not perfection. Another thing is this whole toxicity and dysfunctional thing. And I'm leaving this person because they're toxic. You're going to be alone. Not you. I'm saying people. You're going to be by your damn self, because let me explain something to you. If you get someone who's not toxic, it's because they're not human. In every relationship,
that's what I was saying in our first session.
Yes, every relationship has some level of healthy dysfunction and some level of healthy toxicity. There's no way for you and I to cleave together without doing some of this bumping. Right. It's not going to work like that. So we have to be okay with doing this. But the only recipe to a long-term successful relationship is to never leave.
On his face, this is good advice. But when you go back to the clip I played before, where Paul Pierce starts to ask her about what's her situation? Why is she not married? What's going on with her? She's not following any of that advice. It's cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, is running rampant with people now.